Good morning. Right. Okay. Okay. Just give it a couple more minutes just to see if anyone comes along. Might be doing it to myself this morning. Everybody's out enjoying the sunshine. Hopefully it's going to be a beautiful day today. Just opening up the sides. Do we get started? Right, I think I will get started, and hopefully people will join in on replay. So good morning everybody, or good evening. We are going to do some Pilates. I hope you're ready for a bit of Pilates stretching. We're going to put a few things together, and let's get started. So we'll start with 3 roll downs, and you can always do the roll downs before we start the session in future, just to sort of really warm up the spine. So I will get going. Okay, so start with your feet in parallel, fist distance apart. Just tilt the camera just to start off. I'll stand profile so that you can see me. So just checking in with your body, okay? And this is a time just to really connect with your body and just settle everything down. This next half an hour is just for you. Not to worry about anything else, what's happened before today or what is happening in front of you. So stand, feet fist distance apart. The weight is going slightly forward over your toes, softening in the knees, a tuck of the tailbone, thinking length as you go up through your spine. Your neck is in line with your spine, and your collarbone is wide, and your arms are just relaxed by your side. You're going to take a deep breath in to the back of the ribs. Inhale. And as you exhale, just allow the chin to fall towards the chest. Don't compress it down, just allow it to drop down and start rolling down. Really find the curve in the spine as you're going over your toes. Deep inhale into the back of the ribs, and then exhale as you start restacking the spine. Send the weight back over the heels, take the pelvis back into neutral, and start restacking the spine, standing tall, collarbone wide at the top, and have a feeling like you're being pulled upwards with a piece of string as you stand to the top. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, chin falls towards the chest, finding the curve, almost like you're diving down as the weight goes over the toes. Soften the knees if you need to. We're just checking in with the spine, warming it up, breathing in. Really feel the back of your ribs expand. This should be beautiful for your spine. And then exhale as you restack the spine, sending the tailbone underneath you as your pelvis comes into neutral. Your spine is restacked and you're standing tall at the top. One more. Inhale. Exhale, chin drops towards the chest, finding the curve in the spine, rolling down, vertebra by vertebra, down to the bottom, inhaling at the bottom. Feel that lovely back of your rib expand and exhale. Weight goes back into the heels as you restack the spine all the way to the top. Beautiful. Let's take ourselves down to the mat. Morning, Katie. And down to the mat. Sit on your sit bones. And we're going to roll all the way down. Make sure you've got enough room behind you. You can take hold of your thighs. And we're going to roll down. Assist yourself as much or as little as you need to today. And take your heels back towards your bottom, but take your feet fist distance apart and your hips, pubic bone parallel, so you're in that neutral position. We'll just do a couple of pelvic tilts just to find neutral. Inhale, exhale, tilt the pelvis towards you, pressing the lower back into the mat, and then release it back through neutral and just overextend the lower back. And one more, you're like sloshing a bowl of water in your stomach and then settle in that middle point. So press all 10 toes into the ground, particularly concentrate on that big toe. Backs of the arms are pressed into the mat and your ribs are down. Inhale to the back of the ribs. Exhale just by using your abdominals. Tilt your pelvis towards you, press your lower back into the mat and start peeling your spine just by using your abdominals up and off the floor. When you've gone as far as you can, just by using your abdominals, allow your bum and your backs of your thighs just to lift you up that little bit more. So you're looking for that straight line from your hips to your knees. You might find your hamstrings start kicking in. Okay, think about dragging your heels back towards your bottom as well. Inhale and then exhale, rolling back down, releasing it into neutral. Let's go again. Inhale. Exhale, roll, tilt, roll, up and over, opening out those hips, pressing that toe into the mat, dragging the heels back and pressing the arms into the back of the mat. Inhale, exhale, roll, all the way down. Let's do one more. Inhale, and exhale, as you roll up, opening out those hips, thinking about not flaring those ribs, dropping the ribs down. You can help yourself to do that by tucking your tailbone, curling your tailbone through. Inhale and exhale as you roll all the way down to the mat, releasing your pelvis into the neutral position, taking your arms out to a T position, and we're going to go for spine twist. 2 ways to do this. Feet can be stacked, ankles, knees stacked, and we can, let's do one like this. So inhale as you take your legs over. I'm going towards the camera. As I come over, my feet are stacked on top of each other, my knees are stacked, my opposite shoulder is firmly pressed into the mat. I'm going to exhale and using my right obliques, bring me back through center. And then we go over to the other side, inhaling. So there's a slight lift of the left foot as it comes up to keep stacked with the right. This shoulder is pressing down, we don't want that to lift. And then exhaling as we come back through center. Option to progress, you can carry on going like that, or if you can control it in your abdominals, you can take one leg up to tabletop, hold it in the abdominals. You've got the 90 degrees at the hip and at the knee, and then exhale, taking the other leg up to tabletop, and we're going to do the same thing. Or you can carry on going as with the Aliyah exercise. So again, inhale, going over. This time I'm going to lift my right hip, so my knee and my feet stay together. Feet come with the knee, don't let anything else lead. Keep that opposite shoulder on the ground. Exhaling back through centre. And inhaling over to the other side. And exhaling through centre. Let's do one more with whatever position you've chosen. Inhaling, you're talking to your abs, you're telling them to really, really stay in nice and tight. And exhale. And I think we've got one more just to keep it balanced. Inhale over. And exhale back through centre. Okay, we're going to take one leg down. We're going to take the other leg down. You're going to recheck in with your position. Feet, knees, fist distance apart. Pelvis in that neutral position. And we're going to interlace your fingers. We're going to take them behind the heaviest part of your head. Lift your elbows up into your vision slightly. And I want you to think about here, about plugging yourself in. I want you to think about dragging your armpits down towards your waist. So really activating the muscles coming down your back. Okay, so we got that, everybody? So it's almost kind of like, if you can see on the camera here, I've got my elbows up like that. I'm really going to think about dragging my armpits down towards my waist. And can you see the muscle activating there? That's what we're looking for. Okay, so just another thing to think about. Okay, don't forget to breathe, everybody. Okay, so pelvis in neutral, feet fist distance apart, elbows are lifted, I'm plugged in. I'm going to inhale into the back of the ribs and lift. As I exhale, I'm going to lift my head, neck and shoulders. They're working together. Head is pressed into the hands, and I'm going to look at my knees, and then I'm going to inhale and exhale as I come back down, and I'm thinking length as I come back down. So really think about extending outwards. So again, inhale, plugged in, exhale, lifting up, looking at my knees, and inhaling at the top, and exhale as I lengthen to come back down. Let's go again. Inhaling and exhaling, dragging the armpits down to the waist. I'm thinking ribs are sliding down to my waist, lifting up and inhaling, and exhale as I lengthen down. Okay, so we can carry on going like that. We can do 2 more reps like that, or optional to progress and do a slight rotation when we come up. So let's go again. Plugged in, inhale, exhale to move. I'm going to inhale as I rotate and look at my left knee. I'm going to exhale through centre. Inhale over to the other side. I'm trying to keep both shoulder blades off the ground. Back through centre. And then I'm going to come down to the mat. Okay, let's go one more time. Inhale. And exhale to move. Inhale, slight rotation. The head, neck and trunk are moving together. Back through centre. Over to the right. Back through centre. Inhale. Lift up one more vertebra. And then exhale, lengthen on your way down to the mat. Excellent, good stuff, everybody. Let's just stretch out. Let's allow those ribs to flare, just to give them a bit of a release as well. Take your legs back up into the bent position, and we're just going to take the legs over to one side and then through centre and over to the other side. Just getting a bit of opening in the waist there. One more time. Stretching, opening up, so it's down the side, through centre, and just last time on that side. Okay, so we're going to take ourselves back into the neutral position, hip bones, pubic bones. You obviously by now might remember how to find that, pressing the lower back into the mat, overarching and just settling into that middle position. I want you to talk to your lower abs, and I want you to tell them to stay really, really still. Open up your shoulders wide, and we're going to take one leg up to tabletop, and then if we can, take the other leg up to tabletop. If you're happier keeping one leg down and still talking to your abs, keep one leg down. It's entirely up to you. Do what's right for you today. Okay, we're going to aim to keep that pelvis in neutral. We're going to talk to the hips and the lower abs to keep it stable. And then we're going to tap. We're going to inhale and then exhale to tap one leg down and inhale to bring it up. Same side. Tap and up. Looking for absolute stillness in your trunk and your abdominals. So they should be working quite hard. If it's pulling on your lower back, I think that's 3. Then 2 things that you can do. You can either take the second leg down, which will help you a little bit, or you can just tilt your pelvis, so posteriorly tilt your pelvis and close up that lower back, the gap in that lower back. When you've done 5 on the first side, let's go over and do 5 on the other side. It's quite important as well. I know you need to look to see what I'm doing, but when you don't need to look at me, just keep your vision looking up, looking forward, because quite important to have your neck in line with your spine and not always looking to the side to look at the camera. I know it's easier said than done when you need to watch people. And when you've done your 5 on that side, slowly and with control, take one leg down, take the other leg down, reset, get yourself back with your feet fist distance apart, and just take the pressure off the lower back just by doing a couple of pelvic tilts. And then we're going to put two of the exercises that we've done, we're going to put them together. So the pelvic curl and the toe taps, okay? See how you go with that. If it's straining too much, take yourself down between each rep and look after yourself. So we are going to go up into our pelvic curl. So inhale and exhale, using your abdominals, tilt your pelvis towards you and start rolling up just by using your abs. And you get to about this point, the halfway point, and you need a little bit of help. So you lift up with your bum and the backs of your thighs. Now be careful that your knees don't flare at this point. It's quite a common thing to do. So when you get up to that point, check in, knees fist distance apart. If it's a little bit, if it's pulling a little bit or your knees are flaring, just drop down a little bit. Go down to that halfway point. That's okay. Think about curling that tailbone underneath, okay? So we're going to take one leg up to that tabletop position if we can, and we're going to do as we did before. We'll just do 3. We'll tap down 1 and 2 and 3, okay? And then we're going to reset Make sure everything's in the correct position, tucking the tailbone underneath. Come down to that halfway point if you need to, or just reset and lift yourself up. Make sure your ribs are connected, and we'll go with the other leg. Up to tabletop, and 1, and 2, talking to your abs, trying to stay level, pulling in the abdominals. I think that might have been 4 on that side. And then take that leg down, reset for a moment, come down if you need to, but if you can stay up, that's good. And we're just going to do a little bit of marching. So press your upper arms into the mat as well, opens up the chest. Okay, tuck the tailbone underneath, and we're going to go up and down, and with minimal shifting, talking to the abdominals, pulling them in. We're just doing 3 on each side. We'll go one more. Minimal shifting, holding it in those abdominals. Breathe in. Drop your hips down if they flared up. Think about your knees. Curl that tailbone underneath. And then exhale. Slowly and with control, rolling back down and rolling into that neutral position. And again, you can stretch up or arms behind you. Allow everything to flare. Point your toes, stretch one leg out, stretch the other leg out. Okay, and then we are going to reset the body again. So ribs are flared here. Okay, and that happens when your arms go overhead. Your ribs will flare up a little bit more. So we want to drop those ribs down. So if they don't drop down just by pulling them down to your mat, think about, do you need to raise your arms up a little bit more? Okay, and that will help with the ribs coming down. Point the toes, squeeze the legs together. Okay, we're going to go for the roll up prep. So inhale into the back of the ribs and start lifting your arms up to the ceiling. When you see your fingers, start lifting your head, neck and shoulders, and take your arms parallel to the mat. Okay, we're going to exhale here. When we exhale, we're going to press the lower back using the abdominals into the mat a little bit more. And try and send the messages to lift up one more vertebra. You might not lift up too much, but just give it a go. And then we're going to inhale and return back to the mat. Okay, let's try and do that 3 more times. So check in, inhale, exhale to press, inhale to lift your arms up, and exhale as you go over. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale, fingers up to the ceiling. And exhale as they come behind. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale to press. Try and keep the shoulders wide. And inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. Make it a good one. Still on an inhale as the arms come over. Exhale, using the abdominals, pressing the lower back in. And inhale up. And exhale over. Well done, everybody. Really, really good. Really, really good. So, we are just going to take our legs in. We're going to squeeze them in. We're going to massage the lower back into the mat. And 2 choices here. We're going to come up to our sitting position. So you can rock and roll up And just give yourself a little bit of momentum, or you can go with the roll up, breathing in, taking a hold of your leg, using your arms, press your leg in to your hands as you roll up, keeping your arms wide, drawing your abdominals in, thinking C shape, C shape, C shape as you come up and over. Okay, really, really good. Well done. Okay, we're going to come over onto 4-point kneeling, and we'll do a bit of a massage for the back and shoulders in the setup again. So shoulders over wrists, try not to be one way or the other. Shoulders over wrists and hips over knees. Okay, we're going to try and isolate the lower back from the upper back, and we will pass through neutral. So this is our neutral spine, flat spine, which is whatever is neutral or natural to you. On an exhale, we're going to round the lower spine using the abdominals. Okay, it's quite a small movement, as you can see. It's not big over hyperextension. It's just using your abdominals to round that lower back. Okay, we're going to pass through our flat back, and we're going to inhale and do a little bit of a tiny back extension. And then we will pass through that neutral position. We're drawing in our abdominals all the time here. And exhaling, rounding that lower back again. Coming through neutral. Extending the upper back. We'll just do that one more time. Going through our flat neutral, rounding. Coming through our flat back. Extending through our upper back, and we're going to press back into the rest position, breathing into the back of the ribs and exhaling out. One more time. Inhale and exhaling out. Excellent. Let's come down onto our floor to finish with our back extension. So again, set up, pubic bone pressing down, tucking under, curling under of the tailbone, which lifts the abdominals to protect your lower back. You're thinking about protecting something underneath your belly button. You're going to take your head to a hover, arms by your sides, and they're active. So we're going to press the hands, the palms of the hands, into our thighs. We're at a hover. Okay, we're lifting up. We're trying to keep our legs on the ground. So we're going to inhale and shoot our breastbone forward, thinking length. And exhale back to a hover. Quite an intense stretch or position. Inhaling. We're going forward. It's like you're rolling a ball out from underneath your chest. And exhaling as you come down. Go again. Inhaling. And exhaling. And last one. Inhaling. And exhaling. And then we'll push back over our toes, just have a bit of release for the lower back. Breathing in. The recovery is just as important as the stretching. Breathing in and exhaling out. One more. And exhaling out. And then we're going to tuck those toes under. Push back onto our feet. Get the camera angle. And we're in our nice bended position. We can just pedal those feet a little bit. Get back into our position, fist distance apart, weight is over the toes, inhale, and exhaling, sending the weight back over the toes, rolling up into our standing position. Let's do one more roll down just to check in, see how the spine feels after that. Inhale, opening up the shoulders, and exhaling, allow the chin to fall towards the chest, knees are softened, we're diving up and over, breathing into the back of the ribs, and exhaling as you roll all the way back up to a standing position. Circle your arms around, press them together, and I hope you have a beautiful day and a lovely weekend. So thank you very much. I'm not here next week, I'm going to do a course, but hopefully the week after. It'd be good to do something with bands, so if you could just let Heather know if you have a band at all, preferably not a loop band, just a long band, or something that you could use like that, let me know and I can do something with bands, and that would be great. Have a good day.